嗨，各位同学好，欢迎来到 Phonics 自然音标 Phonics 自然音标的课程。今天老师我要为你介绍的是 Vocabulary of the Day，Vocabulary of the Day 每日单字。而同样的，今天一样我们也会有一组两个单字可以供大家来学习。好的 ，Let's start for the first vocabulary word of the day. The first word of the day.Invisible, invisible, invisible. And the second one today, rail, rail, rail. If you can spell those two words, please do so. And now listen carefully. I will repeat one more time.So listen carefully. The first word of the day, invisible, invisible, invisible. And the second word of the day, rail, rail, rail. Together, they're pronounced as invisible rail, invisible rail.Invisible rail. If you can spell those two words, please do so. Otherwise, now I will give you more information and detailed definition for those two words. So let's go over for the first vocabulary. Invisible. Invisible. Definition of invisible in English. Adjective. Unable to be seen, not visible to the eye. This invisible gas is present to some extent in every home. More example sentences. Gas detecting devices currently used by investigators can detect the presence of gas which is invisible to the naked eye but not the source of the leak. Origin. Middle English from Old French or from Latin invisibilis. Not from in, not visibilis. See visible. Okay, I will give you I'll give you the definition again. Let's go over the invisible again. Definition of invisible in English. Adjective. Unable to be seen, not visible to the eye. This visible gas is present to some extent in every home. More example sentences. Gas detecting devices currently used by investigators can detect the presence of gas which is invisible to the naked eye but not the source of the leak. Origin. Middle English from Old French or from Latin invisibilis. From in, not visibilis. See visible. Okay, let's go to the second vocabulary. Rail. 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 Okay, there are three main definitions of rail in English. 注意，我们的 rail 它有三个最重要的解释。不过我们这一天课文用到的是其中一个。There are three main definitions of rail in English, and we are using one of them, which is the third definition belonging to this vocabulary. So listen carefully. Rail. Noun. A secretive bird with drab, gray, and brown plumage, typically having a long bill and found in dense waterside vegetations. Family Railidae. The rail family. Several genera, especially rarus, and numerous species The rail family also includes the crakes, gallinules, moorhens, and coots. Example sentences. Apart from coots and related rails, only ostriches and weaverbirds can detect parasitic eggs left by their own species. Origins. The late Middle English from Old Northern French, rarely, perhaps of imitative origin. Okay, let's go over, check rail, definition of rail again. Noun. A secretive bird with drab gray and brown plumage, typically having a long bill and found in dense waterside vegetation. Family, Rallidae, the rail family, several genera, especially rarus and numerous species. The rail family also includes the crake, gallinules, moorhens, and coots. Example sentences. Apart from the coots and relative rail, only ostriches and the weaver birds can detect parasitic eggs left by their own species. Origin. Late Middle English from Old Northern French, rarely, perhaps of imitative origins. 好的，各位同学，不知道刚刚有没有办法拼出这两个单字？来，我们来先来利用这个 spelling bee 美式拼音的这个规则，我们来看看介绍这个单字 invisible。Definition of invisible in English. Adjective. Unable to be seen, not visible to the eye. This invisible gas is present to some extent in every home. More example sentences. Gas detecting devices currently used by investigators can detect the presence of gas which is invisible to the naked eye, but not the source of the leak. Origins. Middle English from Old French or from Latin, invisibilis. From in, not visibilis, see visible. Rail. Noun. A secretive bird with drab gray and brown plumage, typically having a long bill and found in dense waterside vegetation. Family, Rallidae, the rail family. Several genera, especially rarus, and numerous species. The rail family also includes the cranes, gallinules, moorhens, and coots. Example sentences. Apart from coots and related rails, the only ostriches and the weaver birds can detect parasitic eggs left by their own species. Origins. Late Middle English from Old Northern French, rarely, perhaps of imitative origins. 好的，我们来看第一个单字invisible, I-N interpon V-I-S-I-B-L-E。好的，那这个 invisible 就比较好玩，它是我们看到后面这个单字就是 visible 所以 visible 是一个单字所以一般来说我们看到 B-L-E 跟 A 通常都会分成两个音节，像你看 A-B-L-E 我们就念 able 嘛，对不对？所以才以此类推所以 in interpon V-I-S interpon I interpon B-L-E 就是我们讲它有三个 interpons 它有三个 interpons 就是它有三个分音符号，把它分成四个音节当然它主要的重音呢在第二音节，也是在 visible 这个地方所以这个 in 是个弱音节，所以我们打弱母音，所以直接打 in。好，那在第二个音节我们看 visible V-I-S-I-B-L-E 有重音的这个地方，我们看它的 onset 它的 onset 也就是它的首音 是 V 啊，它的 nucleus 也就是母合音啊是 I。在第一个音节，我们看第一个音节哈，就只看第一个音节，它有 coda 啊，也就是它的尾音在第一个音节啊是 S， 所以在这个地方，在我们的第一个音节中，它形成一个 rhymes， 就是 is is these these these， 有念 these 跟 these 好啊，所以它算是一个 S 好拉成有声子音的破音字。而在2、3音节哈，也就是我们的3、4音节，因为前面有个 in 嘛，对不对？都用我们的弱母音来替进来，所以我们这边写 bow able able， 所以 visible visible visible， 好，所以再一遍 in 啊 vis interpon I interpon ble 啊，弱母音第一个音节 in 啊。第二个音节我们用母子音 V 加 C vowel and consonant， 所以用短母音 V， 然后2、3、4好都用弱母音 the， 好，那 L 跟 E 会颠倒过来哈 bow invisible。 好，再来 rail 就简单一点了 RAIL 啊 RAIL， 所以它怎样 onset R 啊 onset 啊R 啊 nucleus 啊，所以你看它的 nucleus 比较好玩，它是什么 AI， 也就是 A 加 I 啊 V 加 V 啊 coda 啊尾音 L， 所以我们可以看它形成 RAIL 啊 onset 啊怎样 nucleus coda啊 C 加 V 加 V 加 C， 好，所以这时候就 RAIL， 所以后面的不发音，前面拉成长母音 rail， 啊，拉出长母音 A rail， 好，再一遍 rail， 好，这写的很简单 rail， OK， 好，我们再跟老师念一下 invisible 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 rail rail rail。 好，但今天这个 rail 哈，有的人说，老师不是火车的铁道也叫 rail 吗？好，没有说它有3个，这个 rail 有3个解释，其中一个解释就是这一只鸟哈。好，所以我们只要到 Wikipedia 打这个 invisible rail， 你就可以找到这篇文章。好，那当然有興趣的同學可以去找一下這個文章跟老師一起來念一念。好的，老師今天會從 the invisible rail 念到 all bright red。好，這邊有些是法文哈，像這邊就是法文哈，所以有點老師也不是會念法文，不過老師去 Wikipedia 查一下盡量念一下哈。The invisible rail Habotila Wallacei is a large fineless whale that is endemic to the islands of Halmahera in North Maluku, Indonesia, where it inhabits impenetrable sago swamp adjacent to the forests. Its plumage is predominantly dark slate gray, and the bare skin around its eyes, the long thick bill, and the legs are all bright red. OK， 好，我们再念一遍 The invisible rail Habotila Wallacei is a large fineless rail that is endemic to the islands of Halmahera in North Maluku, Indonesia, where it inhabits impenetrable sago swamps adjacent to the forests. Its plumage is predominantly dark slate gray, and the bare skin around its eyes, the long thick bill, and the legs are all bright red. 好的，同学们，如果我们当然老师现在在赶进度做最新的教学带 有兴趣的同学学习的同学也想要跟老师做发问的话，可以用 Google Plus David TTING88跟老师做个线上朋友，或者老师有加你的时候，你只要按愿意跟老师做朋友只要是有订阅老师的录影带，老师通常都会加你做好友也希望你也可以跟老师一起做一些英语或我们讲美语上的这些学术上的交流。好，所以你只要 Google Plus David TTING88就可以跟老师做朋友。以上就是今天的 Vocabulary of the Day， 谢谢各位同学的观赏。